This week we talk about a common modeller's frustration and how I solved it, for me anyway. Hi, welcome back. Recently I purchased some Humbrol paints as I thought I didn't have any. Then when I got home, voila, I've now got two. So a job I've been putting off for ages is time to catalogue the paints and art supplies inventory. I've been using an app called Airtable on my phone for a while now, so I'm fairly used to it. It's a completely free database where you can customise the fields and headings to keep track of anything you want. I've already got my model rail collection and my die-cast models logged on it, and well now, starting my hobby paints inventory. Not to get burnt out, I've started with acrylics. The database is up to 48 entries already, and that's maybe, only a third, or maybe just a quarter of my actual inventory. So you can see the problem when you're out and about. You get a madcap idea and start thinking about what paint you'll need, trying to remember if you've got a certain shade of brown or green at home. The thing is, most of you watching this who pick up a brush in your hobby will know you barely use 5% of the contents of a dropper bottle or a tin. Some tins can last you for years. The smaller the scale, the less you use, right? The only exception for me is Humbrol Matte 33. I go through a few tins of that in a year. Let's have a quick look at my hobby paint database. The categories in my database I set are up as follows: photo, part code, brand, finish, paint type, colour, quantity, notes, and purchase date. The date is when I bought it, so I know what to use first or what just to use up. Now, looking at all those dense columns on a small phone screen can make the text look a bit tiny at first, but don't let that put you off. Airtable has a brilliant little trick. You just tap your finger on any row and it instantly pops open into a large, easy to read, vertical page for that single paint tube. No squinting required. Once your database starts building, the benefits are fantastic. If I need a shade of blue, I can just sort the fields by colour and instantly see what blue shades I have. Do I have that in acrylic or enamel? It's right there. Now, because it's an app, it does use the internet to back up your data securely and upload your photographs when you're at home on the Wi-Fi. But here is the best part. When you're out and about, if you walk into a traditional hobby shop, you know the ones down a basement or inside an old brick building where you get absolutely zero mobile signal, it still works. The app saves a text copy right on your phone, so you can still scroll through the list, check your part codes, and see exactly what you have in stock without needing any signal at all. It's with you in the shopping centre, in the hobby shop, out fishing. It's right there in your pocket. And as for privacy, you aren't publishing this on the internet for the world to see. It's your own private account, completely secure, keeping your inventory strictly between you and your workbench. It lets you plan your projects without needless spending or simply navigate to use up some old paints. If you look at this wall, there are multiple colours and mixed shades to pull off this Sheffield pub. Look out for this model in a future episode. But then some of my favourite projects can be some of the smallest jobs too. Look at this dry stone wall. When I made this 3 years ago, I didn't think anything of it, other than, that came out well. I didn't record it or document it. It was only when a fellow modeller was visiting me He went straight over to the wall and said, "Wow, that looks good. Where did you buy that wall from?" This was actually made from a silicone mould that's used for scrapbooking, where it acts like an ink stamp. I filled it with air drying clay, let it set, primed it, and then gave it a light brown acrylic wash. Then I picked out the stones with different shades, gave it another wash, and sealed it with a clear matte varnish. 4 colours, but tiny amounts used. Or even less still, the Gothic ruins. I made this with the same air drying clay method, except it was primed, then I used buff titanium and wiped it off with my finger. 1 primer, 1 colour, which was mostly removed. This is how you end up with more paint than the Tait art gallery. If you need a step-by-step guide to set up your own database, just let me know in the comments. I can always do a step-by-step guide, written layout over on Substack if there's enough interest. Airtable is completely free, it just costs you some of your time. There's no subscription and there's no hidden costs. I've been using it for 3 years now, so you could take it from me. You can add your model rail collection, your die-cast vehicles, or your tufty badges. It's entirely up to you. What paint codes do you eat through at home? Is it the Humbrol Matte 33 like me, or is it another paint that you go through a lot? Let me know in the comments below. If you like the idea, please also let me know. I hope it maybe solves an inventory issue for you as it has done for me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.